During a recent NASCAR race at Bristol, something unexpected happened that had fans buzzing. Bubba Wallace, one of the sport's rising stars, became himself in a heated discussion after being booed by fans. But why did this happen? What's the backstory behind the boos? Stay tuned to NASCAR Zone as we delve into this intriguing NASCAR moment and explore the numerous perspectives on it. But before we dive into that, do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. The world of NASCAR has always been a roller coaster of cheers and jeers, and lately, two drivers have been at the center of it all: Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace. Now, fans expressing their opinions loudly is nothing new, but why these drivers are getting booed has become quite a hot topic in the world of stock car racing. At Bristol, both Hamlin and Wallace faced the disapproval of the fans. This sparked a fiery debate about why Wallace was getting such negative attention. Let's talk about Bubba Wallace first, and here's where it gets interesting. When Bubba Wallace ended up on the receiving end of boos after the race at Bristol, one fan decided to take the matter to NASCAR's subreddit, seeking answers as to why both drivers were facing such a chorus of boos. To everyone's surprise, the debate took an unexpected turn as many fans rallied to defend Bubba Wallace. Comments started pouring in, offering contrasting perspectives on why both drivers were catching so much flack. One fan summed up the sentiment, saying, "Denny has a black driver racing for him. Bubba is the black driver. The people booing are hopefully the last in line of generations of hicks with Confederate flags." This comment hinted at the racial dynamics at play in NASCAR. Another fan added to the sentiment, "Bubba is mostly because he's black, and also because the brain-dead followers of a certain orange criminal were told by their cult leader that Bubba was bad." There was also a fan who highlighted the sadness of the situation, saying, "Sad part about Bubba is that even though he's the only black driver, I'm willing to guess he's probably got more in common with his own haters than they know or refuse to acknowledge. It's like if these haters could actually listen and talk to him, they would probably be his goddamn best friend, and it's just a little ironic and unsettling to think about." Another fan weighed in, believing that the hate towards Bubba Wallace was unjustified. It's clear that many fans felt that Wallace was facing unwarranted backlash, often unrelated to what happens on the track. This debate highlights the complexity of fan sentiments in NASCAR, reflecting a sport that's dealing with evolving dynamics both on and off the race circuit. Now, Denny Hamlin also found himself in a similar pickle. Earlier this year at Pocono, he had a remarkable milestone: his 50th Cup victory. You'd think it would be a day of pure celebration, right? Well, not exactly. Instead of cheers echoing through the stands, boos rained down like confetti. Seems a bit harsh considering what Hamlin had just achieved. The turning point in this drama happened with just 7 laps to go. Hamlin pulled off a daring move, diving inside Kyle Larson to grab the lead. But in the process, he sent Larson crashing into the outside wall, crushing his chances of victory. As Hamlin triumphantly crossed the finish line, those boos were so loud you could barely hear anything else. Is Denny Hamlin now wearing the crown as the most booed driver in NASCAR history? Well, it's certainly been a trend, and the boos haven't been confined to just one race. They've reverberated through Pocono, Bristol, Martinsville, and even reached his home race at Richmond. This whole situation even grabbed the attention of none other than Dale Earnhardt Jr. The NASCAR Hall of Famer shed some light on why Hamlin seems to have taken the title from Kyle Busch as the most booed driver in the sport. Dale Jr.'s take on suggests that it's not just what happens on the track, but also what happens off it that's ruffled some feathers. In a recent episode of his popular podcast, Dale Jr. shared his perspective, saying,
"I can understand, both sides of it. I really think that put anybody else in Denny's car, and do you have the same outrage? I mean, he already had a lot of people pretty upset at him over this year, right? Some of the things that he's been involved in on and off the track have soured a lot of fans, right? You go to the racetrack. I don't know, you haven't been to the racetrack a ton this year, Mike, but when you go there and he's introduced, he's likely the most booed driver."
I agree with that.
It used to be Kyle Busch, but no, it ain't even close.
Yeah.
And so, he didn't help himself there. The fans were adamant. Now I look down and I'm in the booth and I'm looking down and there's some fans cheering. There's some 11 flags and shirts and they got their arm in the air, but it was like 80-20.
It's our year, Hamlin said on social media, alongside 4 photographs from the triumph on Saturday night. In the Tennessee mountains, he spoke the same thing to a hostile mob. The fans booed Hamlin during driver introductions when he won his 51st career race, and when he celebrated with Bubba Wallace, who drove into the second round of the playoffs, giving Hamlin co-owned 23-11, racing both cars in the next round alongside the boss, who drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. In a back and forth with the audience, Hamlin announced for the first time that this is, finally, his year. Hamlin is regarded as NASCAR's greatest driver who has never won a Cup title, and in his 18 seasons with Gibbs, he recently inked an extension. He's been dangerously close. He was defeated in both the head-to-head and the winner-take-all Final Four formats. Last year, Hamlin didn't even make it to the Final Four. Ross Chastain made a last-lap video game-style maneuver to slingshot past Hamlin and beat him on points to go to the championship round. This year, Hamlin hopes to properly establish himself in Phoenix. He and the number 11 crew were in contention to win the playoff openers at Darlington, Kyle Larson, and Kansas, Tyler Reddick, and had a boost at Bristol when Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick, both former NASCAR champions, were eliminated. As Hamlin gnawed on the gladiator-style sword presented to the Bristol winner, he was met with boos. Hamlin said of the way crowds have been receiving him this season,
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I got to realize 18 years in that I'm probably not going to win the most popular driver award. I've come to the conclusion of that. I understand it. But yeah, it's clearly, they think they bother me, but clearly it's having an opposite effect. So I welcome any fan to want to come to the dark side. It's all 5 of my fans are still out there chanting my name. They're over in turn 3 right now. But yeah, it's, as Cat Williams said, a hater can't stand a winner.
maybe this is the year for Hamlin, who is 13th all-time in NASCAR wins. His Bristol victory broke a tie with Hall of Fame drivers Ned Jarrett and Junior Johnson, and every driver ahead of Hamlin on the all-time list has won at least one Cup championship. Hamlin has won every crown jewel on the NASCAR schedule, including the Daytona 500 3 times, but he has yet to win the Cup. The winner-take-all system limits the championship to a single race, which Hamlin isn't looking forward to just yet.
Well, I'm not looking to beat him over the next 7 weeks. I'm just looking to try to get there, trying to get to Phoenix. Once we get there, then I'll focus on what it will take to be the best that day. It's not him, it's us, right? We know week in, week out, if we are at our best, we can't be beat. I just don't think so. But you just never know. You just never know. But the process, I don't want to keep skipping ahead of the next round and the next round. I can't, there's no way I can focus on Phoenix right now because there's too many unknowns between now and then. But certainly this year is different. And, I told you guys before the playoffs started, this year just feels different with the capabilities of our team and the speed we're showing. So
Hamlin's AGGR colleagues, Martin Truex Jr. and Christopher Bell, as well as the two-car 2311 fleet, round out the field of 12. Truex was the regular season winner and faced elimination in Bristol. He got by when Logano became the first defending champion to be knocked out in the first round.
All in all, it was just a fighting night. We had to fight through it and do the best we could, and it wasn't pretty, but it was enough. So now we reset and we can go, hopefully not have 2 terrible weeks in a row like we did this round in the next couple and be in good shape.
Chevrolet pushed through with Hendrick Motorsports' Kyle Larson and William Byron, Richard Childress Racing's Kyle Busch, and Trackhouse Racing's Chastain. Ford lost 3 drivers at Bristol and will compete in the second round alongside Ryan Blaney of Team Penske and Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher of RFK Racing. Although Hamlin only won in Bristol, he was strong enough to sweep the first 2 races, which were won by Larson and Reddick. However, his crew leader does not desire the title of champion favorite.
I think certainly we're a final round favorite. And then you get to Phoenix and it's one race. But yeah, we're executing at a super high level. We have all the pieces put together to do it. So certainly why not us?
These discussions add intriguing layers to the sport, going beyond just the races and becoming part of the larger narrative of NASCAR. We'd love to hear your thoughts and insights on this topic in the comments below. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more of our videos on NASCAR updates. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.